Alright, this may not be that crazy, or it could be crazy, depending on who's listening and how much you know about the existence of reality. I understand that can be a bold claim that you might be hearing right now. I stand by it though, because nothing's random. There is no accidents. Everything always happens in the ways that it needs to happen at the time that needs to happen. Recently, what I found out, and it depends on whether or not you believe in like astrology or zodiac signs. If you do, this is kind of interesting. If not, then so be it, whatever it may be. But like, I'm really quite impressed because I just found this out. Like, so the place that I work at right now has an office full of Tauruses. Like, we're all from April 20th to May 20th. Like, that's our birthday for every single like salesperson at the company on the team. And you'd be like, well, yeah, that's just a coincidence. But it's like, is it though? Is it? Because we always end up at the places that we need to be, and we want to avoid ourselves. Like, once we've learned the lesson and we've acquired the said skill and realize that like we can just let go, then we can start to be at a place that we weren't at originally. We can start to move forward in these different directions. We can start to see the world in a different point of view, maybe from a brighter point of view or a more enlightening point of view. Because you are the master of your destiny. You are the master of your world. You are the creator of your reality. Because unless you are there to perceive what it is that you are wanting to perceive, that thing will not exist. That thing cannot exist. At least not from quantum physics, if I'm remembering that correctly. But like, things only exist because you are there to observe it. Before you were here to observe the world as is, none of this that we experience right now ever existed. It just couldn't. There was no possible way because there was nothing to observe. There's nobody there to observe that said thing. So being in a place and realizing that like I'm around all these other people that are in the same energy, frequency, understanding as myself really makes the world a much different place, and a different perspective, and a different way of being than any other way has ever been before. Because by understanding that whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you need, will always come to you in the times that it's meant to come to you in, it'll come to you in that said time. Whenever the moment's right, you'll get the job, you'll get the girl, you'll get the house, you'll get the job, the sale, the whatever it may be. Whenever the moment is right, you will get exactly what you need. And as long as you stay patient and you stay faithful and you believe and you follow the assumption of what is, the world will fall into place in the ways that it needs to fall in place in. Because I have a friend right now where he's kind of struggling to get a job and he's like stressing out over all of these things that are going on. And I straight up told him, I was like, dude, like, just take a break, take a step back, like, go enjoy it. Something will happen when it's meant to happen. If you're forcing it, if you're trying to jam it in, it's not going to happen. But like, just letting things take their natural course, eventually something will come of it. And that's exactly what happened. Like, I didn't have a job for 18 months, and I was like, you know what, I want to test this, I want to see what will happen. And then all of a sudden, as soon as the time was right, I ended up getting a job. I ended up getting hired on to a company, and I was able to work and have the income to be able to pay my bills again. And I was like, what are the odds of that happening? Because that just seems very, like, it's just crazy that something like that can happen in the ways that it does. Like, to me, that's just very, very interesting and very fascinating that that's how the world works. And I want to share these ideas with you because once you start to pay attention to how things are and how the universe works, and being able to be aware of the attention that you have and where you put your attention on is going to be the things that are going to come into your life more. And I just saw triple fours on that license plate, and if any of you also pay attention to that, where it's just like you see triple numbers all the time. Carl Jung, he talked about like synchronicities, where you have a synchronistic event that comes up and it's just like you'll see triple numbers like 4, 7, 6s, 8s, 10s, 11s, 12s, whatever it may be. Like, you'll just see doubles all over the place. It means you're doing something right and you're paying attention to certain things. At least that's certain symbols, and we all have different symbols or ways or perspectives on what we will deem as like, this is a message from our higher selves, from God, from the universe, from whoever it may be. Your signals and cues may be different from my signals and cues. You have your own signals and cues, and you need to trust your intuition. At least that's my best suggestion, is like, trust your intuition, trust your inner guidance, trust in your intuitive knowing that this is the thing that you need to do in order to get you to the next place that you need to get to. It's going to be different from what it is for me, just as much as it'll be different from a friend of yours or a different family member. There is never going to be one specific answer for everybody. Your cues, your signals, your ideas, your perspectives are all going to come down to your inherent knowing, your inherent intuition as this feels right. This is the place that I'm going to be. And there will always be signs and signals and cues and perspectives and people and situations that will allow for you to grasp that. Because I don't know if many of you have ever experienced something similar to this, where sometimes it feels as though like I'm just the observer. Like I'm just observing myself existing, as if I'm watching, like it's like I'm here but I'm not here. I'm like, this body that I'm in, like this isn't really my body, but it is. Like I'm in this being, but I'm also not at the same time. It's this level of awareness. It's maybe a detachment or self-awareness, where it's just like we just know that this is the world that we're in. This is the experience that we chose to experience. So by like being able to see how I'm around all these other people that are also Tauruses, and how we all have the same birthday, and it's just like our energy of like, yeah, we're here to fucking dominate and destroy and like make waves in the best ways that we know how to. It's cool being able to see that like this was something that all of us decided to collectively create together and have the shared experience, because all of us had to agree that this was the thing that we wanted to experience at this said time, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to experience it. And it's a collective agreement across everybody. Not everybody has this understanding or will say that yes, this is true, or no, this isn't true. Like, you are the one that decides whether or not anything is true or isn't true, because everything in your entire life up until this moment right here, was pre-programmed into you by somebody who you deemed as wiser, more successful, more knowing, just more influential than yourself. And as you grow, as you become an adult, as you start to become more of yourself and who you are, you start to realize that you are the creator of your destiny. You are the creator of your world. You are the one that gets to decide whether or not this is true and I will believe in this, or you could be the person that's like, you know what, no, I don't believe in that. I want to try something else. I want to see a different point of view. I want to experience the world in a way that may seem crazy to others. To me though, it's the exact thing that I needed to experience to be able to live the life that I wanted to live. So with that being said, I hope this helped. Maybe it motivated you a little bit. Maybe you're going to look at some different signs and see things in a different way. Just realize that you're always supported, you're always guided, you're always loved, you're always cared for. Everything that you need is always right in front of you. You just got to pay attention and realize that the signs, the signals, the cues, all of your prayers are always being answered. So, until next time.